Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Marky, and today I am going to show you where all of the shrines are and how to complete them in the area that is unlocked by the Lookout Landing Tower, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So the first shrine is located just north of the tower, and it is fairly simple to get to. You will just head through the gates headed towards the castle. And this one is a combat training shrine, so in order to complete it, you just follow the instructions that are given, and it obviously gives you the steps and the buttons to use to complete the action it wants you to do. So this shrine is teaching you how to dodge and use the flurry rush. It's fairly simple. It does take a little bit of practice to get the timing down. And if you don't have a shield or a sword, there's one located in the left of this room as soon as you come in. Just continue to follow the instructions on the screen, and eventually you will have completed everything and you can continue on to get the light blessing. This chest has a zonite sword? I don't know, something sword. The second shrine is just south of the Lookout Landing Tower, just right outside the corruption hole. That's not corruption. It's gloom, the gloom hole. What do they call the holes? It's the entry to the depths, pretty much. And this shrine is called Shape Rotation. It can be a little complicated if you're new to the game and you are just learning how to maneuver your Ultra Hand, but ultimately it's just as when we were little kids trying to fit the triangle in the triangle hole and heart in the heart hole and in those little games. And you lay this across to make a platform. Jump across the gap right there on that platform that you made. Now here in this room there is a chest that you can get. So before you place the cube in the second hole or that second area, you're gonna place it in the middle. So just maneuver the cubes around until they fit before you place it in that second room. Adjust it again, and you're gonna make a platform that you can climb on to reach the upper platform. So just maneuver it like this, and you can place it down, and then it allows you to reach this chest. There is a hasty elixir inside. When you are done with the chest, or if you want to get the chest at all, you will adjust this cube again to make it the shape of the hole right here. So you just have to move it or adjust it a couple of times. And once it fits through the hole, you will make your way into the room and then adjust it again to make another set of stairs to climb up to the next level. And then you're done with the shrine. Also, a quick tip. If you are part of the groups on Facebook, the Zelda groups on Facebook, you probably have seen this already, but the light roots in the depths correspond to the shrines on the surface. So if you find a light root in the depths and you go up a level to the surface, there should be a shrine directly above it. So if you're missing a shrine or you're missing a light root, just compare the shrines on your map to the light roots in the depths. And the third shrine is just west of the last shrine, and you can just grab a horse and make your way over there. It's fairly simple. It's on the surface. This shrine is called Spinning Device. There is a chest on one of the motorized vehicles, I guess it's a vehicle, the motorized device, and you can just pull it from its course using the Ultra Hand, and if it goes too far, you can make it come back using that rewind. And this next part, you need one of the motorized vehicles so that it can get you across the ground that is coming towards you. Once you make it across, you can stop the device from moving, and this is a pretty simple puzzle. You just grab one of the wheels from that device you brought over and then place it on the wheel so that it'll spin around, and it opens up the door so you can get into this next section. This next section, you just place the wheels on top of the rail like this. So just have them facing forward and directly behind and connect it. And then this one you can place directly in front. Make sure it's on the railing. It's kind of hard to gauge where it needs to go. And then once you get them placed, you can hit it with an arrow and go across and you've completed this shrine. Shrine that we're going to go to is just north of the last shrine that we were at. You can again take your horse over to the shrine because it is fairly simple to get to. It is on the surface. This one you do have to climb up a little bit to reach it, but you should have no problem with your current stamina wheel. You don't really need anything extra to get to the shrine. This shrine is a windy device, and if you're new to the game, you can place these fans on the ground and hit them to activate them, and it takes a little practice, but open up your glider and you will float up. It took me a couple of times to get the jump and the open of the glider. This next section is pretty simple as well. You're just going to use this piece of wood and put a fan on the back of it to make a small boat. And then just place that in the water because the water is flowing towards you, and I don't think you'd have enough, I don't think you could even swim across. I didn't try. But either way, this is how you solve the puzzle, is just place the wood in the water, hit the fan, and it will shoot you right across. And this next section has a chest. So what we need to do is place the fan underneath like this. Of course, activate the fan so that it will push the ledge up like this so you can reach the chest, ascend through the floor of it. Oh, and if you have your picture, if you have your camera, go ahead and start taking pictures of everything. There's a section in your map screen for the different things within Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. But once you open up that chest to solve the puzzle, you're going to take another fan, place it on the bottom, and later in the game, get Minoru. There's a section where I learned how to place these fans so that we could make them float up. Now, it's kind of hard to activate the fans if they're placed underneath, so I found it easier to place one of the fans on top and flip it upside down so where the air will hit the ground, and then it's going to activate both fans because it's on the same device, if that makes sense. And then I'll lift you up to the top. And I'm just looking around to see if there's any chests, but I didn't find any. And that completes that shrine. And the next shrine that we're going to go to is to the right of Lookout Landing. So just teleport there and use the Lookout Landing Tower to shoot yourself up into the air and just glide over there. You don't need a ton of stamina for this. Just use what you have and you should get fairly close to it. Just glide down. And you can see it right there on the land, so there's no cave you have to go into to find it. Make sure you open your glider before you hit the ground and just make your way up there. This shrine is also a combat training, and it teaches you how to throw. This one took me a second because I skipped through the first part of it and I couldn't figure out what buttons I was supposed to push again because I don't really throw things in the game, but it is good to know. So here it tells you that you need to only do the attacks it tells you to do. Everything else won't work. So here, just press the buttons on the screen, but first grab all the fire fruit on these trees. Try not to get hit by the arrows he shoots at you. So you have to press the button and then it asks you to select a material to throw, and you're going to grab one of the fire fruits. I missed here, unfortunately. But it's fairly simple. Just aim a little bit higher. So now the enemy is going to move around, and now you have to hit a moving target. Dodge his arrows and grab another fire fruit and aim as best as you can, and eventually you should hit him with some practice. And that is it. There's nothing else that it wants you to do. And that completes the tutorial on how to throw things. I threw this up here, but I cut that part out because I forgot what buttons to press in the beginning and I couldn't figure out what I was trying to throw. So I ended up throwing my weapon. But you can go and gather the arrow or the bow and arrow or anything that it drops. Once you're done gathering everything, you're going to go inside this room, open up the chest, and to collect 3 bomb flowers. I like the bomb flowers, they're very useful in the game. And that completes that shrine, and the next shrine is just a little north of where you are. You can grab another horse and make your way over to that area. And the shrine is on the surface. It's pretty easy to see, so you should have no problem locating it. This shrine is called Backtrack. You're going to use your rewind or your recall ability to finish these puzzles. Just wait until that platform is just low enough to where you can climb on top of it and then select the recall, hop on it before it goes up. And this next section is also pretty simple. Again, you're just going to recall the piece of wood that's floating down the water, and you can also pick up that torch if you don't have a torch or if you don't have any fire fruit or bow and arrow to use. But the whole idea is for you to use your torch to light those leaves on fire. I think you have to move that wood to the right where that slope is or that ramp is, because I couldn't climb up with my torch without putting it away. But if you don't want to do all of that extra stuff, if you have a fire fruit, you can just shoot the fire fruit at it and it will burn, and then the chest will come down. and then you'll wait for the platform to come back and redo the recall on it. And again, grab your torch and of course light that on fire right there, and then you will jump over to the small little platform here, and then you're going to light these pillars right here to open up the gate. And technically you could probably just use your fire fruit on both of those as well. You probably don't even need to do all of that. In this room, it looks a little difficult, but it's not. It's very simple. So you're going to come over here and grab the ball with your ultra hand and place that ball in the first, I guess, hole, and it's going to open up the second door. Now you need to grab it again and move it to this second hole that's further down, and it's going to open the first door. Now head over to those doors, and you'll see that the second door is closed at this point. So this, again, you're just going to hit the recall on the ball. You should be able to reach it from here, and it's going to go up and land back in that hole, and you can stop your recall here if you like, and so the ball will fall where it is and it will open the gate and you'll be able to complete this shrine. Again, here I'm looking for chests, but I don't see any. That completes that shrine, and the next shrine is gonna take a little effort. If you want to get this early on, that's the shrine that we're trying to get to, and you need a little bit of stamina to reach it because we're going to use the tower, shoot out of the tower and glide over. So I'm going to use 4 of my light blessings to get a stamina wheel, and the next thing that I want to do is come over here and make a couple of meals that are going to replenish my stamina. Those are the items that I used. They're all stamina based items, so just kind of gather what stamina based items you have. It'll tell you in the description which ones to use. Go to the sky tower and shoot out of it, of course, and then we're going to glide over to the castle. Once your stamina gets to the red, you'll of course go over into your meals and use one of the recipes that you just made. If you use the recipe I just did, you should have just about a full stamina wheel again. Now, you probably don't need much more than that. Once you get to the front of the castle, you can make your way pretty easily to the back of it to where the shrine is located without having to fight anything. If you can make it through that part of the castle, there's not any enemies that you have to deal with. And it's just a little bit below where I landed, so I just glided down. And I entered the shrine, and this one is called The Way Up. So this one can be a little tricky, but it's also pretty easy. Just grab the platform that's on the ground and place it on the 2 ledges right there coming out of the wall, and ascend up after you get it placed pretty securely, and that allows you to make it to the next level. Now this one has only one stick coming out of the wall, so you have to kind of make an L-shaped platform. So you need something that's going to be able to touch the ground, and also a platform to stand on so that you can reach the next level. And this is what I created. Of course, within this game there are probably so many different ways that you can solve these puzzles, but this is the way that I solved this one. Just made an L and I ascended up and made my way to the next level. And there's a chest in this area. I kind of did a dumb thing here, and then I decided to make it easier and I scratched my first idea, but I hope you see where I was going with my first idea. And this is my thinking process. And I have played this game once already. I don't think I got that chest on my first playthrough, because sometimes I would just skip the chest if I didn't want to deal with trying to solve that puzzle. But if I'm making the tutorial on how to solve these shrines, I need to put in here how to get to the chest. So this was my original thought, was I can ascend up, but it kind of fell back on me. So I decided to scratch that idea, and I'm just going to make a ramp, because that's just so much easier than my first original idea. But you see my idea here, that I was going to ascend on the ledge coming towards, that's closer to me, and then I can walk across. Yeah. Or you can just be a little bit smarter and just make a ramp. You don't have to make it overly complicated sometimes. I couldn't fit that there, so I moved it to the back. And you can lift it up and rotate it and angle it just a little bit. And once you start getting these contraptions or these builds that are long, it's kind of hard to maneuver them. But once you get the ramp in place, you can climb up and grab the chest. And there's a magic rod inside. I don't know if you're excited about that or not. I didn't even want it. I left it there. Now, to actually solve the puzzle and complete the shrine, you need to break that apart. And this was how I solved it. I took the bigger portion and I laid it up there, and then I decided I need to build it on the ground, because I don't think I was going to be able to reach the other two sections up there using the Ultra Hand, and I thought it'd be easier to build it on the ground and then place the entire build up there once I was done. So I made kind of like a H on its side, or an I. And just place that like this. And you can use your ascend ability to go up through this platform, and then again ascend once more through that. And I'm sure there's so many different ways that you can solve that puzzle. That's the way I did it. And that concludes that last shrine. I hope you liked this video. If it helped you, please hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye!